What is your like earliest memory of the Muppets?
My earliest memory
Or
is
earliest best potato.
my. I'm gonna say my earliest. I think is um Muppets from Space.
Oh yeah,
It might be wrong. I don't know. I just used to love that movie. I used to play it all the time.
that's a great film to
It
be
was
fair.
great. What about you?
Um, I don't know because I feel like my favorite Muppet movie. Sometimes I think it's Muppets Christmas Carol because duh.
Yeah.
But then other times I really like the 2011 Muppet movie.
Yeah.
But then I like the original Muppet movie. But then I like
hmm
Muppets Take Manhattan. You know, I'm torn. I'm conflicted. You know.
I'll tell you what. I got a story actually about a Muppet film.
Oh come on.
Right. So basically, Kermit's Swamp Years is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think. Yeah. So I think I had that, or I taped it on a VHS one time. I think it was playing on Channel 4 or something, and maybe I
Nice.
like taped over it. So for the longest time, I had the movie, and then it was just gone. But I didn't realize I taped over it or something like that. I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know if I taped over it. Anyway, so when after, because we went to watch the 2011 Muppet movie together, didn't we?
We did indeed.
So
Yeah.
after that, I was on a massive
On a Muppet
Muppet
high.
kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought the soundtrack, I bought the other films. So with it, I think I bought that film, the 2011 one.
Mm.
I bought, this was a little bit after, so that, the original one, and Kermit Swamp Years, because
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, oh, I used to watch that, I used to like that. So, so I had it. I think I watched all of them, and then what? Maybe like a couple of months later or something, I was like, oh, I feel like watching something. Oh, I kind of want to watch a Muppet film. Let's go for Kermit Swamp Years. I haven't seen that. Couldn't find it. Searched everywhere. It was gone. It just disappeared. I watch it once, and it's just never to be seen again. Like I didn't sell it. I didn't give it to anyone. It's
What for
just gone.
DVD?
Yeah.
Ah, spooky. I don't. Mm.
I don't understand why and how it happened, but just I can only watch that one film once, and then it just gets disappeared. Part of me, for a couple of years, didn't think it existed. I just thought I made it up for a little bit, but really, it is a real film. I look like because I thought I told this story the other day as well,
Mm.
and I looked it up, and I think it was either that or Muppets Take Manhattan. You can't buy online or stream or anything. I don't know.
That's
Bring
that's
it to
crazy.
Disney Plus. Come on, Disney.
Bring back the Muppets.
Yeah.
The two dumb cousins out, they're watching movies.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to the first episode of 2021. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
All of that.
Happy New Year.
No,
This
no,
is,
nothing but
might
good
I add,
vibes.
this is recorded just before, but
But
it will be the first released. So technically for us, it's not the first podcast. Just to let you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a little behind the scenes for you cool cats and kittens.
So yeah, today, if you couldn't tell from the opening there, we're doing a Muppet week.
Muppets.
We've been trying to put Muppets into it for quite a while, to be fair.
Basically since
Yeah,
like week 2.
Yeah, it's something that we both kind of enjoy, and we think it would be funny to get these movies and just Muppify them.
Muppet. I think the Muppets are like they're a staple. You know, they're an institution when you get down to
Yeah,
it. Really.
they've been around for longer than both of us, and they'll probably be around longer than both of us as well. They died out for a little bit, but they came back. They've had hit and miss stuff. The two movies they had were pretty decent.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even still watched one after it. I think
Oh,
I've only watched half of
most
it or
wanted
something.
was okay
Yeah.
actually. There's like an evil French Kermit or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had the was it HBO or
The one on I know what you're on about. The one on Sky or
yeah, it was like it was like the
ABC
Office
Family or
type thing,
something.
wasn't it?
That was
Like Modern
weird.
Family type,
Yeah.
yeah. And now they've got Muppets now on Disney Plus. It just sounds like I'm advertising the Muppets here.
I mean, this whole
But
episode's gonna sound like you're advertising the Muppets.
yeah,
But then they've had like spin-offs like Sesame Street and like the Happy Time Murders, which I'm convinced I went to go and see with you.
But I have not seen that film. I wanted to see it, but
Okay, so to the people listening, you know, if there are any of my friends or whatnot listening who came to see the Happy Time Murders with me, please tell me who you are. Because in my head for years, I have been convinced I went to see it with Cameron. Because he is the only person I could convince to watch that level of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Muppets. So basically, this is. I think did we say we wanted to make this like a recurring thing?
Yeah, we could do it every now and then.
Yeah.
Why not? It's something that, you know, keeps it fresh. We're not like, we've got themes here and there, but we've got other episode ideas in the works and whatnot. But I think because Muppets is something that we find pretty cool, then why not? We'll bring it back.
Yeah. I think just for the year that's coming up, we've got so many new ideas for episodes. So we're not just going to be repitching things. We might have a few special guests on. We might have some like battles against each other and fights to the death and whatnot. You know, things of that nature and variety.
So if you'd like to appear on Reinventing the Real, please let us know now so we can book you a slot. Because, you know, we've got so many people already.
Very popular podcast.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. The Muppets, Muppet Week, Muppet Mondays, as you said.
Yeah.
Muppifying.
So basically, what we're thinking is we're going to take a movie, whack it in a randomizer, whack it in a randomizer, and whatever it comes out as, we're going to make, like, we're going to Muppify it. In the same kind of spirit of like Muppets Christmas Carol or like Muppets Treasure Island. You know, that kind of gist.
Woo!
So,
I'm excited.
Me too.
I got a list of the Muppets up and everything, so I've got the characters ready. Like, oh, this is good.
You know, I don't think I can name all the Muppets. I've also got some of the randomizers here, such as like the actor one.
Yeah,
I thought we could have like a cheeky. There are always celebrities in Muppet films, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's that person.
Mm.
The film we'll be doing this week is
Spin That Real.
And the winner is.
What we got?
It's Forrest Gump.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's probably the only film I didn't want it to be, but
I think we could do pretty well with that.
I've seen it once many years ago, and
I've seen it too many fucking times, man.
It's just
sorry, carry on.
It's a special kid who just walks everywhere or something, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen so much on it. I did stuff about it in drama. Fucking hell. Ugh.
Alright, should we just... You know what? Should we just jump straight into it?
No, thingies?
No actors?
No, not actors.
Wild cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do one wild card. Just because I feel like...
Because Muppets is a big wild card.
That's what I'm saying. Spin that
real.
Oh, I feel like this is becoming a theme in our episodes now.
Oh, okay, go on.
Why don't you guess what you think it came out as? If it's a theme amongst us.
Is it Steve Buscemi?
It's not, but it was almost Steve Buscemi.
Oh.
What else do we always get that the two of us excel at?
Product placement?
No, it has a random musical number.
I mean, it's the Muppets. Of course it's going to have a random musical number. That's fine. Keep it in. We won't... Cool. We know... Last episode we did a lot of singing. We'll keep that to a minimum. You know, we'll just place it here and there, but...
Yeah.
So this is it then.
Yeah.
The Muppets, Forrest Gump. or Muppet Gump, or Forest Muppet.
So the question is, do we want to have like a real person playing Forrest Gump, or do we want a Muppet playing Forrest Gump?
Because
we could have
I want to say a Muppet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I like that because I was thinking we could either do that or we could go the route of having like a human as Forrest Gump and everyone else around him are just Muppets.
No, I think
a Muppet as Gump.
Yeah.
Alright, which Muppet would you say it'd have to be?
Kermit would probably be the most obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I want to say Fozzie, just because of his voice.
Okay, interesting. I have one that I think fits quite well. I propose Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. No, not Bunsen Honeydew. The other one. Beaker.
Beaker. So most of the movie is just going to be beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bloody hell. Oh, you could do.
Should we spin a reel and see which one it comes out with?
Sure, go for it.
Alright, let's do it.
Here at Reinventing the Reel, we do love our wheels, so...
Okay, so Fozzie, Waka Waka, and Beaker. Alright, you ready? Spin that reel. It's Fozzie.
Okay. My mama always said life was like a box of chocolate. Waka waka. Oh god.
Oh.
So you say you don't really remember how this film really goes that much.
I could explain to you how much of Forrest Gump I remember. I remember when he's a kid and he's running with like those braces on his legs.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Rah, that looks like a Megazord or some shit like that." I remember the box of chocolates thing. I remember he walks across America or something and grows a beard.
Yep.
And then the whole movie he's simping over some girl called Jenny, and then at the end she kisses him or sleeps with him or something, but she's got AIDS or something.
Yeah, she has a child as well.
Yeah,
she ends up
potato. It's all the same, isn't it? Call it what you want, you know. It's a burden on resources. Alright, so I'm gonna be leaning on you a lot for this one.
Okay, so I think the film starts with like a monologue, and it's just is it a monologue? Well, it pans in from like into him sitting at a bus stop, and some woman comes down and sits next to him.
Okay.
And he just starts talking to her.
Is this a human woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think she's wearing some shoes or something, and he's like, "Those are some nice shoes. My mama made me some nice shoes. Mama said you could tell a lot about a person with nice shoes." I'm probably butchering that.
No, that's actually really good.
But so yeah, that's how he goes on about goes into his childhood, just talking about how his legs were messed up and like he had to have a special pair of shoes made for him.
Nice.
And it gets to the whole run Forrest run bit is because keeps getting beat up or bullied and stuff, and you know his I think his father left him. This is totally out of whack, but so it's just him and his mum. So I think there's a Muppet who is it's Fozzie's mum anyway.
Okay.
And it's just called Mama or something, I don't know. But Mama Bear, I think. Nice. I don't know.
Mama June.
But we could easily just have that there, and we'll have a young Fozzie who's running around like, Mama.
Waka waka.
But I think he's quite quiet at first. So I say we could turn that on its head.
Okay.
And he can just be an annoying little shit all the time. He's always going waka waka and whatnot. And yeah, he probably slows down a bit more. You know what? I'm gonna fuse this.
Okay.
Totally out of whack, but I wanna fuse this with the storyline of the Joker. 2019.
Shit. Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, that was just a
Whoa.
big jump there. But
That-
I just had an idea.
Oh,
Because
like,
Fozzie is
yeah,
a comedian.
it's a comedian. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to bring in some story elements from that film. So maybe he goes crazy, and that's why he goes into that running thing.
So basically.
So we keep the beginning of the film like the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's also like this emotional turmoil of like him being beat up and not being able to walk properly, and his not having a father figure around, and him going to war, which we'll get to later.
Nice.
That all like spirals into, you know, him becoming this mad comedian bear.
Nice. I like that as you're describing it initially, in your like the way you're saying, you're like, a socially adept comedian as a child who lives with his mother, and you could like hear the gears turning, and you went, Fozzie's a comedian.
I'm just thinking because like then we can move it away from the story fully of Forrest Gump. We've got the basis there.
Yeah.
You know, he's telling the story of his life and how he got to this moment, in how he's like messed up and how he met all these other Muppet characters. And maybe that's like another thing. He's like a Muppet in a world of humans, like how like the 2011 film done it. You know,
Yeah.
Am I a Man or a Muppet type deal.
A Muppet of a man.
So, right, he's just, when he goes to the school, he's like the only Muppet character already there.
Nice.
He's just being, maybe apart from Jenny, or what do you think? Maybe.
Yeah, no, I like keeping Jenny as a human, because then
Okay.
later on in the film we can cast like a big actress,
Cool. For now, she's just stereotypical
just
white
random little girl.
female child. So, yeah, he goes to school with these people, gets on the bus for the first time. His mom's like, "Oh, you might see it look a little different at school. You know, don't worry about it. It's, you know,
It's what makes
it's not
you
about
special.
what you look like on the outside. It's who you are
Yeah.
on the inside."
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, "Thanks, Mama. Waka waka."
I've got an idea. I've got one.
Go on.
If we're like fusing the two films together, he's just sat at the back of the bus, just like waka 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 waka, and like like he's like, there's a baby. Oh no, it's a school bus, isn't it? Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's sat on the school bus, and he's on his own in the corner, and at the
I
back,
see where you're going with it.
just like waka 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 waka, and like I don't know who is there a cool kid in Forrest Gump who's the main bully or whatever?
I don't think they're really brought back, so it just could be anyone.
Okay, but let's give him a main antagonist though, and he'll pop
Okay.
back up when he goes to war or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll call him Marty.
Mhm.
And so Marty's like got his group of friends, and they're throwing bricks at. Oh, sorry, rocks at.
Right.
Sorry, that took a jump. Where was I? Oh yeah, so they're throwing rocks at him because they've got pebbles for some reason. I don't know. It's the 50s or whenever.
Yeah.
And he's like waka 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 waka, and they're like, "Oh, you idiot! Why are you doing that?" And he whips out this card, and it's like, "Excuse me for my waka waka-ing. It's a medical condition."
Oh god.
Did I do
Yeah.
good?
Yeah. So that comes into play. Keep that in. So let's get through like the whole school stuff. We'll just go to when he gets like the leg braces on. You don't really see Muppet legs. Like whenever they
You don't really see Muppet legs.
But whenever they show them, it's like, damn, how are they doing this? It's really cool. I don't want that magic to be killed for me though.
You know what? If you say Muppet legs to me, I'm picturing in a Muppet's Christmas Carol when Kermit's walking down the street with Tiny Tim on his shoulder, and he's like, "'Tis a season to be merry and joyous," and his legs are just like bending inward.
Yeah. But it's like in the first Muppet movie as well, when they're all on the bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, but it pans down to his legs, and they're all like crooked or something. I don't know. And then they're like, "Oh, I've never had to deal with Muppet legs before. Here, put these braces on them. You know, you'll grow in. Your legs will be working in no time,
This is a
or
doctor,
whatever."
yeah?
Yeah.
Played by
So they're
Sam the
like,
Eagle? Or
huh?
Sam the Eagle? Or do you want to save Sam the Eagle for later?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's put him in. Put in Sam the Eagle because it's like another Muppet, and like here's like where Fozzie is like, "Oh, I'm not alone in this world," sort of thing. And
Waka waka.
the doctor is kind of like really nice to him. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, son. Muppets like us. We sometimes have defects."
Your Muppet impressions are really good.
Thanks. So he's got these braces on, and he's like all walking crooked, and maybe he goes home. And oh yeah, I remember now. His mum is I think she sleeps with people. I think she's a prostitute.
Ah,
I
nice.
could be wrong, but you know,
A
if
harlot.
I'm wrong, then I don't care because I want to keep this in. Because
If I'm wrong,
that
I
just
don't
adds
care.
to the emotional turmoil. Because maybe Fozzie walks in, or like some other random mupp or some random man actually. Let's just say a man. He's got a Muppet fetish. He comes out. He's like tightening his belt. He's like, he sees Fozzie sitting there, and he does, you know, like when Muppets do like worried faces or something. Like
Like
I
that.
think Fozzie puts his hand to his mouth or whatever. He's like, ah, waka waka. And the guy's like, why'd your kid keep saying that? And she's like, oh, don't worry about him.
Don't
Well,
pay him
Fozzie,
in
get back to
mad.
bed. You shouldn't be out here. So yeah, so he's confused with that. Like, oh, why is my mum doing this? And she's like, I do it because I love you. I've got to pay for your legs.
God damn it! You think I enjoy this? Slaps him twice. You think I enjoy?
Ah, waka waka.
Wait, okay. So his mum, can she be played by an actress, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spin that real.
Yeah. Go on.
So his mum is played by Steve Buscemi.
Yes.
just a little bit. Are we doing this seriously? Should we cast an actual woman?
No, no, no.
No.
Keep it. I don't care. Steve Buscemi and drag.
You think I like doing this? You think I like selling my body to pay for your broken little legs? Oh, mama, waka waka, I didn't mean it. It's just this fully grown man with a wig on, punching a teddy bear, essentially. Just yeeting him across the room and shit.
Oh. All right. So that happens, and then we'll go into the run-in scene where he's talking to Jenny, and he's like, oh, Jenny, would you like to hear my comedy routine?
Do you know who you sound like? You sound like fucking that guy from South Park. The one who's like, shut up, Ninzy. Nathan. You sound like Nathan from South Park. Hey, boss.
Oh. He says that. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. And then the bullies come up and they're like, oh, there's Fozzie Bear. Let's get him. And then she's all like, oh, you've got to get out of here. They're going to come for you. They're going to beat you up. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do. So, and then it goes into the whole run, Forrest, run. Run, Fozzie, run. And he's running, and his leg braces come off, and he's all like, ah, waka waka, I'm doing it. And yeah, and he's just speeding off. And I think this is when he was a teenager, actually, that whole thing's happening, and they were chasing in a car. So, Lord knows how he outrun a car, but he did it.
It's because he's rapid. Do you know what
Yeah.
it is? It's because he's used to all the extra pressure from the braces. So the second he's taken them off, he's able to...
That's it. It's like the training wheels. They've come off.
Exactly.
That's it. So now, from there, you know, that's what happens, and he's older now, let's say. I don't know whether the ping pong thing, because he goes into professional ping pong. I don't know
Does
whether
he?
that's
Oh
before
shit.
or
Okay.
after he goes to war. I think it's before. But let's scrap that, and let's say he wants to become a professional comedian.
Nice.
And this is when so he goes to the comedy show, and I'm gonna say, like, he goes to this place. He's got this new material, and I'm gonna say this comedy house is owned by Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah.
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 And he's like, we need fresh material. You look like you're some sort of funny man. Get up on there and tell him a joke.
Oh me? Waka waka.
Yeah, maybe he's like working there before, you know, like he's just a waiter or some shit, or just a glass collector or whatever. And he looks up at there. He's like, oh, one of these days, I'm gonna be up there, you know. So, you take it from here.
Okay. So he's in the club and he's like wiping down tables and whatnot. He's like, one of these days, I'm gonna make them all laugh. I can't do it as well. I'm gonna make them all laugh. Waka waka. And he gets up on. So you know he's wiping down the tables, and this is where he maybe goes into his musical number.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, what do I wanna be? I can't do it. I sound like Randy Newman.
Just run with it.
What do I wanna be? I wanna be me on that stage. Waka waka. Wanna make them all laugh, make them all cry. Tell some jokes, they'll be rolling and they'll die. Waka waka. Da, 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 da. I'll tell a few laughs. I'll make a few memes. I'll make a few smiles. I'll break a few dreams. Waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. And then it cuts and he's like on the stage. And he's like very like big like spotlights on him. And like the camera's spinning round and he's singing. And then like these backup dancers pop up behind him and they're like... And then like you just see him like closing his eyes and like singing waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. And it's like spinning around and then like it keeps spinning, but as it slows down you see there's no one in the audience. And it's just him. And he's like waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. And then it just zooms in on his face. And he opens his eyes. And it's just silence. And he looks out into the audience. And they all just start laughing at him.
Oh.
Rabble, rabble, laughter, and he can't believe it. He thinks he's hit the big shot. He's like, I've done it, mama. Waka waka. Runs off stage, excited as hell. Goes and grabs a fuzzy navel. That's a drink. Don't know what it is, but it sounded appropriate. Knocks it down. He's like, I'm gonna be the next big thing, and he walks out of the club. And as he closes his door, he goes, dun dun. What's the next scene?
So, the next scene, he's gone home, and then they get a call like the next day from Rizzo the Rat, and he's like, Mum answers the phone, and she's like, oh, is there a Mr. Bear there? Mr. Fozzie Bear?
It's your cousin Marvin!
And she's like, oh. So his mum gives it, it's like, it's for you. And he answers that, hello? And he's just like, Rizzo's like, oh, you ran off yesterday. Didn't even give me a chance to speak to you. Like, what was that last night? And he's like, oh, I knew I was going to do it big. I knew it was going to be great. And Rizzo's like, nah, mate, don't ever come back to this club again. Like, you not only did you make yourself look like a fool, you made me look like a fool, putting you up there. So he's like, oh no, waka waka. And so, like, he's like, if I ever see you in this part of town again, I swear to God,
I
whatever.
kill you.
Yeah, he just ends the call. And he's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, not only was that his only source of income, that was his dream. So he's hit a lump. And now at this stage, this is during the fucking Vietnam War.
Okay.
So he's like, maybe he sees like a flyer for it, and he's like, this was the only way I knew how to make money. Like, this is the only thing I could do to support my family or whatever. So I ended up going off, shipping to Vietnam and training for it and whatnot. And so this is when he meets Kermit, I guess, in the war. So you know, in like he meets Bubba, and they were gonna have like the shrimp boat. Like, Kermit and Fozzie's shrimp. So yeah, they're together. They're talking and stuff. They meet each other like, hi ho, I'm Kermit the Frog.
Nice.
And they're just normally you're used to like a funny Kermit, but this is like he's a bit slow, this version of Kermit, to fit in more with Bubba from the film. And he's like, yeah, I was gonna work on the shrimp boat with my family, but you know, I thought I'm gonna serve first. I love my country. So that goes on. They talk about the shrimp boat, and Fozzie's like, maybe I could do that with you, like after this, you know, because the war will happen. It's like, yeah, sure, it's going to be great. And so bloody Rolf the dog, he's like their commander. He's like, all right, you gotta get out there and fight for us. So goes into like a war scene, and they're Kermit and Fozzie, they're being led by Rolf, going out, and I don't know, maybe Rolf and their other people get captured, and it's up to Kermit and Fozzie to break them out.
Okay, so you've got to like go behind the enemy lines.
Yeah, but so when that happens, because of Fozzie's condition, he just says waka waka, it gives them away.
Nice.
So like they're just like opening up, like breaking them out and stuff, and they're like, oh, gotta be quiet, you know. If they hear anything, that's it, we're done. And then Fozzie maybe he tells a joke or something and goes, waka waka, and then just all these lights pan on them, and just an alarm just gets sounded, and then they're like, oh no, oh my god, we gotta get out of here. So everyone's just fucking scrambling, like they're all running off different. There's all these random Muppets just running and going, hands flailing in the air and stuff. And then Kermit gets shot down, and Fozzie's like, oh no, Kermit, no. And he picks him up, throws him over his shoulder, runs out. Rolf gets like his kneecap shot in. He's like, oh,
Jesus. So it was just a sound that you did.
Yeah, because in the actual film, I think the commander on the army, he ends up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan or something.
Yeah, he's Lieutenant Rolf now.
Nice.
So,
and his furry nature will play into him looking like really like dishevelled later in the.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So only them three make it out. Well, two. Kermit's actually dead, but he's on his last breath there. And there's like a emotional scene of like Kermit holding Fozzie. And he's just like, oh no. And Kermit's like,
hold me.
The shrimp. Work on the shrimp for me. Please, Fozzie. Take my shrimp boat. Make it big. Oh, waka waka.
Don't let my dream die with me.
Yeah. And then, so that's the whole emotional scene's going on, and then Rolf's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. My legs, hold me up, man, my legs. He's just panicking, like, after that whole little emotional thing.
Wait, so his legs have been blown off. He's like, look at me, man, I look like a fucking sock puppet. happened after that? What's the next scenario?
So I guess like they all get discharged from the war
It's a great
because
word.
Ralph, sorry, his legs he can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
Really. Bob is dead. Kermit's dead, whatever.
Bob is dead.
And Fozzie, maybe he was too. They're like, oh, he's obviously emotionally scarred from all this. Like he won't stop saying waka waka. What's wrong with him? Or whatever. He's like, but I have my card. so he gets shot out anyway. And then he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll go back and see Jenny. And he meets her, like, she's working in she's like a singer or something, maybe.
Okay.
And now you can cast her if you want, I think.
So Jenny's...
She's older.
She's like a singer, what, in like a club?
Yeah.
Okay. So she is played by Spin
That
Real. Okay. I feel like we should actually have an actual female in this role. It would be really weird.
Do the closest one to whatever it
Yeah,
lands on
okay.
if it's male.
I just pressed spin again.
It's fine.
Sorry. Zendaya.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. It's strange, but it's fine. It works.
We rolled the punches here.
Yeah. So she's like a singer in Rizzo's club, maybe.
Okay.
And Rizzo's like older now, and he's just like,
She's got like a little pot belly.
yeah. Fozzie sees Zendaya on the stage, and he's like, oh my god, she's as beautiful as the day I met her, kind of sort of thing. And Rizzo sees him, and he's like, you bastard, I told you never to set foot in this club again. And he's like, oh. And he's like, well, you're lucky, because our next act has been cut off, basically. Like, they didn't come in. I don't know, something to do with some science thing. They weren't coming in, and that was Dr. Teeth, not Dr. Teeth, sorry. That's a backup band, actually.
Yeah,
Dr. Teeth of the Electric Mayhem is led by Zendaya. Dr. Bunce and Honeydew and Vika, they were supposed to have a gig. Their
Nice.
like posters are everywhere. They're like the biggest entertainers in town. We might see them again later in the film. But anyway, so Rizzo's like, oh, you gotta get up on stage. You're like my only hope now, and it's a hit. Somehow it works. He just tells like random stories from the war, like that other people have already told him.
He's just like,
So, like-
yeah, my commander got his leg shot off.
So, yeah, that happens, and he's just a hit. So he's got like a gig, and Zendaya's like, "Oh, Fozzie, I thought I'd never see you again." Like, and they go out maybe after it, and things are looking up for Fozzie. You know,
But then
he's just had. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This is going to be the domino effect.
Wait.
So-
Quick question. How
Yeah.
much more of the film is there left?
Fuck it, this film's like 3 hours long or some shit.
What I'm
So-
thinking is, should we cut it here and then make it a two-parter?
2-part episode.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at my recording. I'm like, oh, that's it. It's gonna be.
No,
a hefty
because
point.
we've had like loads of pauses and stuff, and
Oh,
you
this is
started a
true.
bit earlier.
This
and-
is
yeah,
true.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Clap. Back in time. Sorry.
So
Fozzie.
this is like a domino effect thing, right? So his mum first he goes to see his mum, and she's like proper dying.
Damn.
Steve Buscemi is on his deathbed, her deathbed, rather. And like
Son,
he's like, "Mama, I'm sorry."
come here, son. I just want you to know I didn't sleep with him because I wanted to. I only wanted the best for you.
Mama, waka waka.
Bleh.
Okay, yeah, that's his first tragedy.
Damn.
His
Not
mum's
being in
dead.
war and seeing his friends die.
No.
That's just a walk
Well,
in the park.
and what's his next tragedy though?
I don't know. What's the next thing that happens in the film?
I think it would be he tries to like get with Jenny.
Janae? Yeah.
Yeah, and then that obviously didn't work out. She's like, "Oh, Forrest, this isn't for us. You know, this isn't me. I want to go do big things." I think she goes to college or something. I don't know. That must have happened ages ago. But yeah, so she like leaves him, and so that's another person out of his life. The only person he's got kind of now is Rizzo, and even he hates him. He's like, I can't believe I'm putting this damn bear on every night. Like, this is when Rolf comes into the picture,
Nice.
and he's like, Fozzie, oh, I knew I'd find you around here. You owe me. If it wasn't for you, my legs would still work. Sorry, I don't know what.
Wait, why is it for? Oh yeah, because he.
It's just that hypothetical situation of just like two Muppets, one of them saying, "If it wasn't for you, my legs would still work." Okay, so yeah, and he's like, "Well, okay, I owe you whatever. I've got this gig on. You know, what can you do?" And he's like, "Well, I can play the piano pretty good," and so he plays the piano for him every time there's like a joke, and the act works. It doesn't really add much to it, but you know, Rizzo's like, I'm not paying this damn dog as well. Like, I got a bear and a dog. What? So
Talk. I'm a cat.
so Fozzie's like, oh, I'll just give him my money. It's fine. I don't care. You know, I've got happiness in my heart. I'm a Muppet. I love it. So that happens. I think they end up sleeping with people, and it's like maybe Fozzie's first time.
Yeah.
It was Forrest's first time in the film. I don't know. It doesn't really add much significance. That's just fluff. What else happens? Let's say he goes and finds the Kermit's family, and he's like, "Oh, Kermit wanted me to help out with the shrimp boat," and he was just telling his family like everything that's happened with like all on the war, and yeah, his family just accepts him as just like, yeah, you come by here anytime, don't worry, you know, you're like our new son. So that's a good thing that happens to him.
Yeah.
But we know with all good things there must be a bad thing that follows. So he goes to see Jenny again. This is a few years later.
Okay. Is she like a famous singer now or something?
No.
No? Ooh.
She lost. She ended up sleeping with like a bunch of guys.
Nice.
Ended up having a kid.
Oh, can she have a kid with the bully from childhood whose name escapes me?
Yeah.
Nice.
And maybe he's not around anymore, but well, I've cut out the whole like running thing where he runs across America. I don't know. Maybe he does that for like a charity drive or something, or a comedy, like, you know, like stand up for cancer, that kind of thing. Maybe he does something like that, but he like runs, and everyone, but no one understands why he does it. I don't know. Go on. What were you gonna say?
Side note: I was just gonna say I've only just realised that stand up to cancer is because it's comedians.
Yeah.
I never really gave it much thought. Damn.
So
I feel like a dickhead.
after that, then he goes to see Jenny. She's got a kid. This is when he gets on the bus, and she's like, oh, he's a really good father to him, like really good figure. He's like, oh, hello. And he's like, oh, you're that guy from the TV. But even though he's a bully, maybe he's like a Muppet, is like from, I don't know, maybe I saw something on Twitter the other day, and it was like, so the guy from, was it Walter from the 2011 film? Him and Jason Segel were they're brothers, innit? So they were like, oh, it implies that being a Muppet is just a random, like, what's it called? Mutation-ish that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
So maybe that happens. There's a random mutation, and he's like a Muppet, and she's like, oh, maybe we can start a family.
That's
And
just what he's always wanted.
I think that's it really for the Muppet. I can't remember how the rest of their film goes, but unless you want to add some crazy twist end.
um, um, so does he end up with them, and it's a family thing, or?
Yeah, it can be. I don't think it's ever really implied in the film, but this is our Muppet Forrest Gump.
So what is so she gives him this proposition, but okay, so he's found her because he's on tour or whatever doing his stand up.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we have to go to the next city, be on the bus at this time or whatever. And he's like, I just want to go see a friend.
Yeah.
So he goes and sees her, and then he gets a. Oh no, I was gonna say he gets a call, but it's I don't know what year. I don't know. He gets a pigeon or an owl or something. And they're like,
Muppet Gram.
Step right up, step right up. And they're like, hey, where are you? Like we're going now. And he just kind of looks at the camera. And then it cuts, and it's like 2 years later.
Oh.
And they're just like, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Forrest Gump Show! And there's like the, what's his name? Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, and Dr. Bunsen and Honeydew, and also, what's his name? On the drum. Oh, wait, he's part of the Electric Mayhem.
Animal,
yeah. And they're just going for it. And like an elevator comes down, and he turns around, and he's like, "Waka waka," and the audience like, "Ah!" And he's like, "Hi there." He's like, "Welcome to the very first episode of," and everyone goes, "The Fozzie Bear Show." Oh.
Sorry.
The Fozzie Bear Show. And he's like, I'm very pleased to say I've got my wife and beautiful daughters, Jenny and Jenny, in the audience tonight. And they point out
Played
to
by
him.
me and you.
Yeah.
We are the doors.
we.
Yeah, just waving. Yeah.
And he's like, so who's ready to have a good time? Waka waka. And then the audience go, waka waka. And then it cuts to black. And it says the end.
Yeah. I enjoyed that though.
That was quite fun.
There's a lot of me just talking, but I think it's because of I do the film more.
Yeah.
So
by more, I'm like you just knew the film.
yeah. Bloody hell! I went off on that. I just at times I didn't realize how long I was talking for.
No, but I liked it. You're getting lost in the character and in the moment
Yeah.
and all of that.
Should be a good one to listen back to.
Yeah. But as always, it's been a pleasure doing this with you.
Yeah.
If you guys have any requests or questions, or you just want to get in contact, you can email us or get in contact with us on any socials at That Real Podcast.
And remember, if you'd like to be on the show, please let us know.
Yeah, drop us
Because
an
we
email.
have some ideas about some
things.
guest things we'd like to do.
Yeah. And I don't know. Can we hint at this? That maybe we've got other things in the works as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've recorded some other things. We just need to sort them out.
Yeah, we're just waiting for life to, time and uni and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, big things are coming. All I can say to you is Happy New Year, and let's just hope 2021's a better year than this year.
It's going to be a great year for the podcast, though. I'll tell you that much.
That is. I'll see you next week then, man.
See you next week, man.
Alright,
Bye bye.